I just wanted to say thank you for coming. My name is Delaney Eastwood, and I am the first student presenter. Tomorrow you'll have another one. So let's get started. Have you ever played or even seen the choose your character screen that you see in video games? For example, which character do you choose when you play Mario Kart? I personally choose Yellow Shy Guy because he's yellow. Simple as that. Now, what if you could choose and customize your own personal character? Would you change how you look? Would you add muscles, change your hair or eye color, or something else? All of these are external changes. So, what about internal changes? These can be emotions, beliefs, thoughts, and so on. In other words, changing your mindset, which is the topic of this presentation. Also, I just want to briefly mention there will be some trigger warnings. It will be up on the screen beforehand, but there will be mentions of suicide, being suicidal, medical trauma, mental health battles, and so on. First, I want to play a little game. This is Are You More Like? On the screen, there are two sides. I would like for you to make a mental note of what side comes from. So first, are you more like, I don't know how to do this? Or are you like, I have the opportunity to learn something new? The next one, are you more like, I can't do this? Or I can do anything I focus on and commit to? Third, I don't have time. Or I have enough time for things that matter most to me. Fourth, I'm not good enough. Or I'm worthy just as I am. And then lastly, it's too hard, or I can take small steps to make this more manageable. Now, what side did most of your answers come from? If your answers came from the right side, then you lean more towards a positive mindset. If your answers came from the left side, then you lean more towards a negative mindset. But that's okay. Negative thinking could easily be caused from past experiences, your childhood, your upbringing, or even your own genetics. And I should know stuff about genetics, mine are shitty. This is not to make you feel bad or guilty about how you think. This is just to let you know, hey, this is what my mindset is starting at the presentation. And I just want to shortly discuss my own story, which is why I became interested in mindset and why I wanted to present this topic. So, So this is when I will be mentioning suicide, medical trauma, mental health battles. So if that triggers you, please close your ears or leave. This was me just a few months after I had turned 14. I took this snapshot shortly before my health issues started and would later take control over my life. And this was also a little over a year after I was in the ER for being suicidal. I had gone through many mental health battles at this point in my life. I was starting to get into an extremely negative and dark headspace at this point, but it was not at its worst just yet. This was taken on my way to my first ever chronic pain clinic appointment up in Chicago at the start of March 2021. This was not long after I was finally diagnosed with the main cause of all of my health problems. It just took 4 or 5 years for them to figure out. This was also taken after I had to drop out of high school due to missing so many days because I was at all these hospitals to see different specialists, all sorts of testing, procedures, and surgeries. You name it, I probably had been through it at that point. This is when I was at my darkest mindset. My mentality was, why was I in this situation? What did I do to deserve all of this? And why has my life become such a shit show? As you can guess, I was heavily depressed again for the second time in my life. But thanks to dropping out of high school, due to my mother and father, they took me out when they did, and I'm glad that they did because it allowed me to go through all of these health battles, all of these mental health battles, without having to worry about anything else but myself. And also, looking back years later, I'm glad that they did because I would not be standing here in front of you. I would have finally ended my life and wouldn't be here today. So, now I'm done with the triggers. Today, I think of my struggles as a learning opportunity that have taught me so many things. They taught me how to speak up for myself and what I deserve and what I need. It has also taught me how to navigate major changes in my life and being able to speak to people. Because let's face it, 2 years ago I wouldn't be doing this right now. I would be in the audience where you guys are at. But here I am. But the biggest outcome of all these struggles is I found my passion. My passion is helping people. I want to become a clinical psychologist to help kids who were in similar situations as I was, who had to drop out of high school, who had to go to all these hospitals, get poked and prodded at, and opened up even. But enough about me. If you have any questions about my health journey or just about me in general, please feel free to ask me personally after this or after I'm done. Because I'm an open book, because you gotta be. You can't just keep it in. Now you are thinking, why does this matter? Why are you doing this presentation? I wanted to share this story with you, what I've been through, what my mindset was like then versus what it is now. Just to give an example to someone who has had a mindset change. But it just so happens to be my story that I was sharing. So now, how can you make positive changes in your mindset? In other words, how can you break the bad stuff, negative thinking, and make good trouble, positive thinking? There are many skills, therapies, and tips that can help you improve negative thinking and your mindset. First, according to the Mayo Clinic, mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you focus on being intensely aware of what you are sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation and judgment. And the word meditation could probably throw you off guard. Why the hell are you talking about meditation in this presentation? Well, and how do I even do it? So the Mayo Clinic gives some simple ways to practice mindfulness. First one, paying attention to the world around you. And to make time to experience the world that is happening around you with all of your senses. For example, sitting here, listening to the speech, what can you see? What can you see around you? What can you hear besides my voice? Do you hear the air conditioning that just kicked on? Because I know I did. Do you smell anything? It's that simple. Next one. Another focus is to focus on your breathing. When you feel overwhelmed or have negative feelings, sit down and take a deep breath. Now, I have a little exercise I would like everybody to try. I learned this in one of my many therapy sessions, and it's really helped me along my journey. So when I give the signals, we are going to inhale a deep belly breath, so inhale through your belly for 4 seconds. Then you are going to hold in your breath for 7 seconds, and then afterwards you're going to exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. Are we ready? All right, so inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. So now to think, how did that feel? How do you feel after releasing all of that tension in your belly from that breath? These are just 2 simple mindfulness exercises that you can incorporate into your daily routine. There are many more ways to do this, so feel free to research on your own time because there's a shit ton. Next one. Another way to help harness a positive mindset is by engaging in positive self-talk and affirmations. Self-talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through our heads. These are automatic and can be either negative or positive. While affirmations are daily declarations of self-worth and strength used to overcome negative thinking and self-doubt. These change the way that you think not only about yourself, but your initial reactions toward the world around you with time. Don't expect it to change overnight. Again, this is a relatively small change, but over time it can improve negative thinking. An example of positive self-talk is, it doesn't matter if I make a mistake. I can do hard things. While an example of positive affirmations is, I am enough, and I believe in myself. The last of many ways to help change your mindset into a positive one is by practicing gratitude and journaling it. Gratitude is a form of self-talk. This is when you feel thankful for the things, people, events, and so on that is happening in your life and what has happened. Being grateful can range from telling yourself internally that you're grateful for something or someone, or even telling somebody else your gratitude, whether it's about them or not. Now, let's take it a step further. Writing and keeping track of these things that you're thankful for so you can look back later when you are in a negative mindset to realize, hey, I am thankful for all of these things, to help hopefully bring you back into a more positive mindset. Now, since we're talking about journaling is also a great way to write down and process your emotions and can be beneficial. I personally journal when I can, not as much as I want to, but it's a great way to write down what you are feeling and how to better process what is going on in your mind. Because if you're anything like me, your mind runs 1,000 miles a minute. So you can't process anything, but that's just me. Now I would like to do a small gratitude exercise. There are 3 questions that I want you to think about, and if you want to share, please raise your hand. If not, it's okay. First, what is one event in your life that you are grateful for? It could be something when you were younger or recently. No. Second, was one person that you are grateful for?
My best friend.
Hell yeah. Me too. And then lastly, what is something from today that happened today that you are grateful for?
I woke up.
Hell yeah. I'm proud of you. And this is a different clicker, I'm sorry. Before I make my closing statements, I want to discuss the benefits of positive thinking. There are both physical and mental benefits of positive thinking. For physical health, there is greater resistance to illnesses, better cardiovascular health, and reduced risks from deaths such from cancer, respiratory conditions, and infections. For mental health, there are lower rates of depression, lower rates of stress and anxiety, and it helps with insomnia. These are just a few of the positive outcomes of having a positive mindset. When I was given this opportunity to do a college theme, I knew that I wanted to do something that I have gone through and something that could help at least one person who is either listening to this or watching it. I want to inspire someone to make a meaningful change in their life. In the world today, media showcases everything that's negative. There's barely any positive. And that in turn makes us negative. Our mindset goes negative because that's all we hear. We hear negative, we be negative. We need more positive people in the world to make this world a better place. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, thank you for listening and for this opportunity. Let's break the bad stuff and make good trouble.